Legendary. Epic. Epic.
Can you guys hear me? Yep. I can't tell if that is too loud. Nope, I think we're good. Yep. Cool. All right, so today we're going to be talking about a couple things while playing some Heroes. Let me move this into the right perspective. Cool. All right, so while we played today in this very cold apartment, we're going to be talking about early voting and just voting in general because it's a fun topic, especially in light of what is currently happening. To get started, though, we're going to hit play. We're just going to do quick matches because I'm terrible at this game. All right, so let's start with some. Let's start with a preface. Preface the conversation with the fact that it's a pandemic, and it's certainly the first time I've seen anything like this in my life. Both with the virus and with the amount of disinformation that's flying around with the virus, and a president and a Senate that is very much trying to use the virus in their favor, and they're doing this in a couple ways. And what I mean in their favor, they're trying to limit votes that could lose them seats or lose them the presidency, and they're trying to boost up votes both by gerrymandering, which is the act of redistricting cities and states to lower the amount of Democratic votes that come out. I'm not going to go into what gerrymandering is, really, but in general, it's gone back and forth between being legal and illegal, and it's been illegal for them to... It might still be illegal. I don't remember if it's still illegal for them to gerrymander based on race, but regardless of whether it's legal or illegal to gerrymander based on race, they're still kind of doing it, just under a different guise, right? So if you take a look at Alabama or something like that, in general, Democratic areas tend to be more minority voters than a Republican area. So what they do there is they're gerrymandering based on political leaning, which kind of by default gerrymanders based on race, but the way that they say it allows them to move past it in weird ways. So the way this affects voting is interesting because in general, there are a lot of rules around closing polling locations and making and removing access to voting, but those rules weren't really built for a pandemic, if that makes any sense. When you remove a polling location, or in some cases mail-in voting, when you remove ballot boxes or when you remove post boxes, there's normally a lot of back and forth that has to happen. But rules have actually been taken down and pulled back rather, that have made it easier to cut down voting ability in Democratic districts. One way to combat this is early voting. You get as many people as you can to register, and you do early voting if your state allows it. And that's actually allowed right now in a couple states. So the numbers are really interesting on this because with the death of the very way too soon death of Ruth Bader Ginsburg, it's galvanized a lot of people, and a lot of people are getting out to vote in specifically Democratic areas, right? So if we take a look at the states that allow it, which is Minnesota, allow early voting, which is Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida. Those are the states that have allowed voting so far. The percentage of the voter demographic is really interesting because generally speaking, it's pretty even. Democrats aren't always early voters, but with this galvanization, we have a Democrat percentage of 55.1%, a Republican percentage of 15.7%, and I don't know what minor percentage. I think it's minor party. Yeah, minor party percentage of 0.3 and no party affiliation of 28.9. The last number is actually really interesting because they registered with no party affiliation. But if we're to believe these numbers, and if we're looking at these numbers, I think it's safe to say that no party affiliation means that they had never registered for a party. They didn't vote Republican or Democratic. And they ended up leaning, they could potentially end up leaning on the Democratic side. So what does that mean for us and democracy and stuff? You know, the important stuff. That generally means that we have the ability to combat what's called the, the red wave, the red veil. Essentially, the fact that we're going to have so many mail-in votes and primarily Democratic mail-in votes, it's going to look like every state is red, that Trump won by a landslide. And then over the next week, as they're counting the mail-in ballots, because keep in mind, you can send a mail-in ballot as long as it is in the hands of like election officials by like the deadline. You're good, assuming that it all checks out and that your signature checks out and that your registration checks out, blah, blah, blah. But that doesn't mean that they've counted it yet because they have to count them manually, and that can take days or weeks. So you're going to slowly see, potentially, this is a theory, the red veil, I think they called it, like I said.
Prepare for combat.
Certainly pick my skill, Rondo.
That's my jam. I'm not all that excited
What
about
you're going to
this team
see
up either, okay?
potentially on election night is Trump winning by a landslide. And over the next week or two, it will change
10 seconds.
very slowly to Democratic. And the concern there is
4,
that
2,
that this red veil is going to cause a big Democratic issue. Why are you running top lane without me? Also, how are you so fast?
Where we going again? Oh, right.
So the concern is that it's going to cause a pseudo-constitutional crisis because Trump potentially will argue the results.
Our teammate needs an assist. Oh, you feel that?
Excellent healing.
So what early voting does for this, right? What early voting does to prevent this, not really prevent it, but it gives us the opportunity to safely vote. You can go in without waiting for long polling locations. And
you think yourself worthy to wield the Dragon Knight's power?
see?
Prove it. Take control of the shrines.
That it allows us to do something really interesting, which is to damn it. Sorry, I keep on getting distracted. It allows us to
Inherit the Dragon Knight's power and lay waste to this forsaken kingdom.
take whatever lead we're going to have early on, and it allows any sort of constitutional crisis to resolve itself in a timely manner. Yeah, melt this. Melter.
Your healing is appreciated. Opportune intervention, friends.
So if we're able to, talent, you're going with off the wall. Okay. If we can display ourselves properly, early on. That allows the Senate to have whatever fight that it's going to have. It allows, you know, the Attorney General to blah, blah, blah. You know, be a piece of shit, I guess. Early on, and we can fight it. I mean, there's no doubt that no matter what, this president is going to contest the results. It's just going to happen.
Going in.
Sorry, distracting. Hey, get out of there.
I must retreat.
You're gonna try to take it? They're outnumbered majorly over there. I got this, I got this, I got this.
Lucio in the house.
Shit. Did we lose the other one too?
Choose a talent.
Our teammate needs an assist. Raising the bar. Keep it
I
up.
see you know who to heal first.
Get it, get it, get it. Pick it up. Fuck.
Let's give it a spin. Get back. Going in. Get back.
Oh, what was I talking about? We lost the other one now too?
Let's
Okay.
give it a
We're gonna have to
spin.
split our efforts. See if we can take down this Ariel. Oh my god, lag. Mana.
Lucio in the house.
What? No. Get on it. Fuck. Why don't I see anyone over there? Son of a bitch.
Oh, you feel that?
I thank you, healer.
Airwaves. That's it. Hey. Push off. Here we go.
Just a flesh wound. You will recover.
Derp. Yeah, we're losing on these team fights big time. So, the goal is,
From the top.
fuck, I got it.
The flame cleanses all.
Balls.
Over the airwaves. Time to heal up.
Your fort has been overrun.
Yeah, I noticed. So, the idea is getting out to early vote will help to prevent this red wave.
That beast
And you
is
should do it. I don't know, man. I'm not a political scientist. Yeah, get her, get her.
Show no mercy.
Let's give it a spin.
Double kill.
He was a warrior.
That was the drop.
Let's melt this Ariel really quick.
Pew, pew, pew.
And we're constantly down someone. Pew, pew, pew. What do you need help with, Jaina?
Choose a talent.
Lucio in the house.
What are you doing?
Attack it.
Prepare yourselves, heroes. The shrines will soon be active again.
Speed boom.
You've impressed me, hero.
Lucio in the house.
Harness the power of sun and moon. Put an end to this cursed realm.
Let's up the tempo.
Rise again and take your revenge.
Fuck. That was bad timing. That's what we'll call that. Let's switch to something that I know a little bit more about, which is disinformation. Man, we got melted. Yeah, we're fucked. Oh, we have no fucking spread. Jaina's just sitting there on her ass over there doing literally nothing. Like, if she helped with the team fight, it would be great.
Let's take it from the top. Let's give it a spin.
Kill the Jaina.
Double kill. Choose a talent.
Now that's how you get tonight.
We're going with, yeah, the frequency.
Let's give it a spin. Oh, let's go.
I see you know
You have been slain.
Why do I keep on getting melted? They're just focusing the shit out of me.
Rather entertaining.
So,
must end.
it's really interesting the role that Facebook has had with disinformation in general. Let's take the idea that mail-in voting is mired with fraud. It's an interesting concept because we've had mail-in voting for a long time. All right, go get it. Go get it. Their entire team's dead. Get it.
Fought destroyed. Time for an encore. Moving to the beat.
We've had mail-in voting for a long time, so And we run statistics on voter fraud consistently. Yeah, get it.
Your foe. I tried to save this realm. Now it burns.
Now it burns.
This garden shall fall.
Glorious. A killing blow. Well done. Choose a talent. That keep is no more.
These wells don't stand a chance.
His strength is never yours to keep.
GG.
Victory.
I don't know how much healing I got.
I name
not a
you
lot.
MVP.
Yeah, so the idea that mail-in voting is ripe with fraud is a fairly new idea, right? You didn't hear anyone screaming about it in 2016. You didn't hear anyone screaming about it in 2012, in 2008. It's never really been a concern. But you have a president that says it one single time. So my plosives are jumping out of this guy here. You have a president that says it one time, and then you have an army of both paid and non-paid trolls repeating it over and over again, changing the numbers up or like misconstruing actual numbers to say that it's a problem. I actually was having a conversation about this with my parents, and they said it's ripe with voter fraud, right? Sure, let's combat that. I looked up the numbers because we track all of them, and we have. The last election, the voter fraud numbers were something along the lines of like 200 known cases of voter fraud for the entire United States. Sure, let's call that. And we track this, we run this. That's from the government for every election that we have. And the response that I got was, well, that's 200 voters that are disenfranchised. And keep in mind that that wasn't just mail fraud, that was all fraud. So that was people voting twice, that was people, modifying handed-in ballots, not just mail-in ballots as well, from polling locations, a whole bunch of stuff. And the response that I got from my parents was, oh, that's 200 people that can't vote. So what I had asked them was, okay, so because 200 people were disenfranchised in some way, that's just saying, not that they couldn't vote, but their votes were, let's call them nullified. So because 200 people are have their votes nullified in some way, we should prevent half of the country. So the response to 200 people being nullified is that we should nullify 100 million people. Does that make any sense mathematically? No, there's no logic behind it. But that's the thing. There's no logic behind any of this stuff. It's an excuse to say that, like, when election day has come and passed, if you create enough of these excuses, enough of these enemies, then it'll be easier to contest whatever result actually happens. And there's not much that we can do about it. Like, we can continue to have conversations, but like for me and my parents, we talk pretty regularly, and I can say like, oh, this isn't a problem, here's the actual facts, but I can never compete with the amount of with the bubble that they're in, right? Saying that they're in a Facebook group that agrees with everything they say, and every time my mom or dad post something, they get like 100 likes, right? And it creates this bubble because those 100 likes feel like it's, oh, everyone likes what I'm saying, even though obviously 100 people spread throughout the country is such a small percentage of the population. It's not statistically relevant, but it's relevant enough to them because they don't have anyone saying anything bad to them on that scale, right? Because they're in these bubbles. Now, if you were to go onto a soapbox, let's say, in the middle of any city and start spouting these ideas, you would see a much different perspective because you have to remember that for one, we outnumber them. Like New York is primarily Democratic, and New York has the highest population just about in the country. And same with California, although you have parts of, like, we'll call it rural California that vote red, which is fine, and that's great. I mean, it's great, actually. Vote the way that you choose, but the majority of the population is going to see things for what it is, but since they don't have access to these communities, they can't speak to them. So like I said, it just creates this huge bubble. So when you post something bad about mail fraud, or let's say somebody posts something wrong, incorrect, some disinformation about mail-in voting, they get tons of support. Yeah, fuck the Dems, they're cheating, lying bastards. Let's go. Let's take them down. Let's, start a revolution. That's me quoting, by the way. It gets no, unless it's obviously false and gains massive popularity, Facebook isn't going to touch it, right? Facebook doesn't have really a lot of automatic disinformation sensors. It's all manual for the most part, from what I've seen. And they can't handle the millions of posts they're coming out every single day talking about this stuff. They just can't do it. It's impossible. So leading up to that, it's the same with the QAnon movement. You have all these communities that are just giving the current president the ability to contest the vote. Hell, they're giving him the ability to run for a third term because he was cheated out of things, right? He deserves it, whatever the fuck that means. And it's this weird political fucking nightmare that I don't know how to get out of, right? Now, they're interesting. I'm jumping around topics here because I have no one directing my topics. One thing that's starting to pop up that I find interesting, I'm not sure if I like or dislike, but you have news outlets that are coming out that show both sides of an argument, right? There's one that was made by some movie star. I can't remember. Maybe it was like Chris Hemsworth or something. It doesn't matter. But you find a topic and you can get both opinions on it from prominent Republicans and Democrats, or potentially like secondary parties. And that's fantastic, but they're never going to reach the same level that Facebook has. And that's for a very important reason, because people like to have their views confirmed. It's the same reason why, like, my parents are, well, they're not anti-college, they're anti-college elite. They think that people that go to college are full of themselves, that they're know-it-alls, blah, blah, blah. I don't really know what the term they would use is. But snooty is a good answer, right? Or snooty is a good word for it. And they're never going to go to these platforms for that same reason, right? They see anyone that disagrees with them as a libtard or like a lefty, and it invalidates their thing. It's the same, it's the same logic that people used against women, or mansplaining, blah blah blah. Which I guess this is just a man explaining something that you guys probably already know. But you devalue your target, so you don't have to feel bad when they're right. or when you're wrong, you know, you can be wrong without someone else being right, let's be honest. But it's just a way of devaluing all of it. You say, oh, well, they're snooty, or, you know, when there's obvious hypocrisy, well, you know, they did something worse. And it's the lead up to fascism, in my opinion, where you create a monster, whatever that monster is, and you point your base at it, saying all of your problems aren't because of me. Even when I make mistakes, their mistakes are worse, right? You know, the Mexicans crossing the border. It's an easy target to say that your jobs are lost because of them, not because of automation or the I hate saying that this is like the dying days of capitalism, right? Or that this is like the end result of capitalism, or we're nearing the end of capitalism. I'm not sure if that's true. All I know is that capitalism will be further and further controlled by automation, and automation has removed more jobs than immigrants has, period. That is a known statistic. I mean, that's known. You can look I can link the numbers somewhere if anyone were in the chat to give a shit. But that's not an easy monster to point at, right? Because then you're attacking capitalism itself. No, you point at in the quotes of our very orange president, you quote, you point it at the rapists and the drug dealers, and, you know, some of them are nice, I'm sure, that are coming across the border, even though predominantly speaking, primarily immigrant communities, regardless of income, have produced less crime. We'll call crime as a commodity, considering we sell, we sell jail beds. Crime is a commodity. You produce less crime in primarily immigrant communities for a number of reasons. Now, if we go into socioeconomic factors, where you have, and there are some of these, you have highly educated immigrant communities have very low crime, especially if there are undocumented immigrants there. And that could be for a number of reasons, where if it's not a sanctuary city, communicating with the police as an undocumented immigrant is hard. You could incriminate yourself if you were found. So we try to ignore those. Let's talk about New York and Austin, where those are sanctuary cities. They can communicate directly with police, and they often do call police. Actually, I know a specific situation where, even though I live in a sanctuary city, a person that knows a person that knows a person that I know, they're undocumented. They see an issue. They actually still don't call the police. They have their son, who's documented and working here, call the police for them because they're still afraid. Sure. But again, you create this monster, and it allows you to delegitimize whatever you want, right? Rape charges, or rape accusations, or fraud accusations, or I don't know, emolument clause accusations, or truth. You can say none of those things are valid because this monster over here is worse, or they made it up, or they did this thing. And again, it gets down to the point where I don't know how to battle it anymore. It's not easy to battle, for sure. And there's no playbook for this, right? The playbook, before Trump was elected, I'm not sure if you guys remember any of that, but before Trump was elected, there were, thousands of blog posts that came out from every major news outlet and blah, 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 going into like Thanksgiving time. How do you talk to your parents about Trump? How do you not ruin the family talking about Trump? And generally speaking, a lot of those said, just don't say anything. Just don't say anything. And now the conversation's a bit different. And I've seen this myself. I know that I tried not to talk about it to my parents before Trump was elected because the conversation was rough. Now I'm on the opposite end where I'm just like, all right, I need to talk to them. I've talked to them about it to the point where they're just straight up ignoring me anytime I talk about something political. Mostly because they can't, in some cases at least, they have no corroborating evidence, right? So if I point out evidence to something like, you know, Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner making, what is it, like $50 million this year, you know, while working for the White House, my parents just shut their brains off, right? Because they don't want to look at the fact that that is obviously nepotism and potentially illegal, especially considering they didn't file those numbers until way, way late. But no, it doesn't matter. It only matters when Democrats do it. And that's not to say that Hunter Biden being on the board was a good idea. That was just stupid. Being on the board for a Chinese company, it might have made money. It was stupid. He shouldn't have done it, and that explains why he's not on the campaign trail at all. I mean, to be fair, Democrats generally, from what I remember at least, they don't bring their children onto the campaign trail. Donald Trump's the first one to do it, and also, as far as I know, he's the first person to put his children in high-level campaign positions after the presidency was won. Where Jared Kushner was the head of the task force, and he was tasked at solving the Middle East, whatever that means, and whatever, you know, they think his capability is. I'm not sure, but he still owns a ton of property. So he has an ambassador style position where he's speaking to a lot of companies. And a lot of countries, while owning a company that sells real estate to other countries, right? It's weird, right? And if that happened on any other side, on the Democratic side, the Republicans would freak out, and it would be this huge thing. But no, because it's happening with Trump, yeah, it just doesn't connect. Whatever. That leads back to my original point where there's seemingly nothing you can do to prevent disinformation against hardcore conservatives. We'll call them the Facebook conservatives because I can't think of another bubble that separates in the way that Facebook does, right? Call them Facebook conservatives. You can't really combat the disinformation, but what you can do is you can combat another term by voting. Just fucking go vote. Register right now if you haven't, and vote as early as possible if you can. If you don't trust mail-in voting yourself, which is fair, whatever, turn in your ballot in person, right? Simple. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much more I can say about this. It's all fairly obvious stuff, and I feel like anyone that would jump into my stream would completely agree with me. It's not controversial on this side, but yeah. Okay, I'm going to take a small break. I don't think I have any viewers anyways. Do I? I do. Is that me? Am I the one viewer? Cool. Yeah, I'll play one more game and then I will take a break. I ranted for like half an hour there.
Jam!
This is my jam. Make sure the music volume's off. Sound, music. Ay Dios mío. Meo Deus. Does that look alright? You guys want to see. Why am I only outputting 360p? What am I outputting to? I am waiting for my Razer Core to get here. That should help with some of the streaming issues. Or at least, I mean, the CPU is fine on this thing. But I might need a secondary streaming computer. We'll see. I actually have no way to do a secondary streaming computer with this setup. At least not yet. So I'm using a Rodecaster Pro. Which allows me to do stuff like this. Yeah! Woo. I wonder if I can cast that to the voice chat. I think I did.
Well met, friend.
Oh, this is gonna be keep up with this. Moving to the beat.
What up, what up, what up?
The battle begins in 10 seconds.
10 seconds.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fight.
That was quick.
Got to heal up.
I got him stuck in a very bad spot. Oh, I totally missed.
First blood.
I'm
My
glad
thanks to you. Confirmed.
Wow, this is a... I'm lagging like crazy. What the hell's going on here?
Listen up.
I have too much shit running right now, I think. Ow.
Moving to the beat.
I'm glad to have you in the field.
Oh, this is my
Health increase detected.
I'm on target.
Talent. Ah, that seems generous.
That seems generous. Son of a bitch. I walked right into that.
Love it.
Can I single this guy out really quick? Oh my god. That was a perfectly timed unstoppable. Yeah, this guy keeps on going way out of position.
Raising the volume. Locked on.
Hero. Gather tribute and earn my favor.
Nope, can't help him. How the fuck did you kill yourself that quick? Jeez.
Enjoyable.
Circuits preparing.
Enemy slain.
An excellent strike.
Cool, cool, cool. Easy peasy.
We're on top of the world, baby.
Now,
Moving to the
Cannon.
beat.
I'm ready to continue the hunt.
Going in. Oh, we are in the groove. Gonna be big.
In progress.
Squabbling. Gathered tribute. Earn my favor.
Good job. Good fucking job. What a good time to
Over the airwaves.
knock them out of character. Give a shit about that.
Here we go.
He's over here. I'm just gonna try to steal this really quick, see what happens.
I say.
Okay.
They underestimate you.
Raising the volume.
Killing spree. Choose a talent.
Victory imminent.
Oh my god, this is just like a fucking steamroll if I've ever seen one.
Listen up.
Destroy.
Oh, we are in the groove.
Oh my god, we're just fucking melting them.
Oh, this just wasn't your day.
Gather tribute or face my curse. The choice is simple.
Move to the beat.
Initiating celebration routine. Yay!
Rock is dead. Locked on.
Your killing spree
Shit.
is over. That was rather violent.
Still got you.
Well done. Your
Well
enemies
done.
Shall be weakened.
Your enemy
Let
shall
them
be
fall
weakened.
before you.
Let them fall before you.
Back in the mix.
Alright, where are we going?
Show you is that.
Get out of there. Get out. You're outnumbered, man. You can't be doing well. Nope.
Healer.
Choose a talent.
I'm on target. Get back.
My curse subsides.
Oh, let's go.
destroyed. That was fun. Keep eliminating.
Way out of position again. Whoop, 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 whoop. Yeah, this is a wipe if I've ever seen one. Which siege camp? Oh, okay. Not at the boss.
Let's take it from the top.
¿Por qué no? Jefe?
Gonna be big.
Shall we see who gathers enough tribute this time?
This is gonna make you feel better.
Choose a talent.
Oh, you feel that?
Increase detected.
Well done. Keep destroyed.
Oh, baby.
Excellent.
I can do this with my eyes closed.
Shit, there's this fight over here. Didn't realize. I'm a coming.
Double kill.
Power terminated.
Two wipes in a row, man. Love it.
Victory. MVP.
How'd she get clutch healer? Oh yeah, she pulled it out. Cool. It's funny, the build that I run, I don't have much healing until late game. So I'm kind of at a disadvantage if we wipe that early, right? I prioritize mobility and you know, damage soaking early on in my build, and then go for high healing capacity towards the end game. So generally speaking, when we're trying to capture you know, capture their final keep, I don't know the game terminology that well, the final keep, I have a ton of healing power. Okay, I'm gonna do a BRB. Need a smoke.
I'm running away from the past I left behind. I'm looking for answers, but I'm blinded by the light. I'm lost in the music, can I stay here for the night? I promise I'll be gone in the morning, out of sight and out of mind.
All right, we are back. Sorry about the delay, folks. Let's get into it. I was ordering food. Hi there. Yeah, you guys can see my dog. I don't want to scratch your butt. I want to scratch your face. I want to scratch your face. Scoochie, scoochie. Don't touch my butt. Don't touch my butt. Don't touch my butt. Touch my butt. Don't touch my butt. Don't touch my butt. Don't touch my butt. 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 ¿Por qué no crispy? ¿Por qué no crispy? All right. Do I want to keep on playing this? Yeah. See when the food's gonna be here. I'll take another break when that happens. 10 minutos. You got him covered in dog hair now. It's everywhere. ¿Por qué no crispy? I don't know why that happens. I hit it and then it loops back. I think I have a repeat setting on it. Ah, 20 minutes now. ¿Por qué? Wub 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 wub. Look at that cutie pie over there. Look at it. Look at it. She's so cute. Little nugget. Sniffing the floor for some reason. You might mean I need to mop. Gavork is picking up my food. I already pressed play. I already pressed play. Wub wub wub. Wub 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 wub. Wub 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 wub. Wub 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 wub. Wub 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 wub. Wub 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 wub. Wub 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 wub. Wub 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 wub. I already did. How's our audio looking? What else is on Hacker News? Let's find out. Oh, no, game starting. Finally, Jesus. Wub it up, wub it up, wub 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 it 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 up. Wub up, wub up. What a clickbaity title. If you don't want to wear a mask, come to work with me. I am an emerging medicine physician at an inner city emergency department, and I would like to start by stating a simple truth. Coronavirus is not going away anytime soon. Cases are climbing in practically every state and show no signs of slowing down. From my personal perspective, things are getting worse. Every day I'm treating more and more patients who are ill with COVID-19 infections. Given the spiraling case numbers, I find the refusal of some people to wear masks completely baffling.
Heroes.
Yet I know the idea of wearing a mask stirs up a strong visceral reaction in many who feel their personal freedoms are being curtailed. Maybe you, reading this now, are one of those individuals. If that's the case, I have a simple offer. Please come to work with me. In my emergency department on a typical day, you will see the very real and sometimes deadly consequences of the coronavirus infection. That's cool.
10 seconds.
I did not think that's where he was going with that, to be honest. Accelerando.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the battle begin.
I know a lot of people don't like this map, but I think it's pretty fancy. You going anywhere?
Attack it! This is gonna make you feel better.
Nice patch job.
Ow. Stop poking me.
Now that's my jam. Raising the volume.
Nice patch job.
Ow. Out of position.
Move to the beat. I'm on target.
Oh, I'm going. Shit, sorry.
Our teammate needs an assist. Let's get you healed up.
Good heal, kid. Keep it up.
Where we going again? All right. Raising the volume.
Much better.
I'm not going to win this 3v2 for sure, but I can keep him alive for a little bit.
Choose a tower.
You have my thanks.
Fine
For
healer,
now.
friend.
You have my thanks. For now.
The Elders will rise short.
They're putting out so much damage.
You must capture
Fuck.
them quickly.
Time to accelerate. Now that's my jam.
My thanks, healer.
Good enough, healer.
I'm on target. Get back.
Go forth and claim the altars in my name. The Raven Lord demands it.
Your time is ending.
Just hold him, hold him, hold him.
Good enough.
Death to all who serve the Gravekeeper. Double kill.
Fire upon the core! Shatter it!
Enough of this charade. Bring down the Gravekeeper's core.
Love it.
Choose a talent.
Locked on.
I am. Okay, Jesus. Fine.
I am well again.
I'm going back for a bit.
Hey. Gonna be big.
Nice patch job.
Nope. Back up, back up.
stealing mama lives.
I hear that.
Prepare yourselves, heroes. The altars rise.
Our teammate needs an assist. I'm on target.
Let's do that again.
Insects.
Take the altars and put an end to the Gravekeeper.
This realm turns against you.
This realm is mine. Mine.
Good heal, kid. Keep it up.
This realm will be mine, and mine alone.
Feel the healing beast.
Double kill.
You possess a certain talent.
Locked on. Oh, some merch would hit the spot. Moving to the beat.
That seems generous. Yes, slay them in my name. Killing spree. Once more, the altars rise from the depths.
Gonna be big.
It seems you lost fought.
Double time.
Well done. My hold on this realm tightens. The time is now, Ignis. Claim the altars in my name. Your killing
Fuck.
spree is over.
Anyone trying to capture? Really? Anyone trying to capture? They were halfway
You
dead.
lost this one, Ravenlord. It will not be your last.
No one was trying to capture. That's really fucking annoying.
Let's take it from the top. Love it. Taking over the airwaves.
Demolished.
We're on top of the world, baby.
Your enemy has destroyed a fort.
Let's give it a spin. Let's get patched up.
Choose a talent.
Fuck. I looked away for 2 seconds.
A warrior's death.
Yeah, our team is just doing not good right now. Oops.
Oh, time for an encore.
The altars have risen. Activate them now.
rid of him.
You are no longer welcome here, Raven Lord.
God damn it. What the fuck is our team doing? Just pussyfooting around.
I suppose we must assist our ally.
That was rather violent.
You gave them what they deserved.
Double kill.
Hey!
Triple kill.
Over.
Choose a talent.
Love it.
The altars are rising, heroes. Do get ready. They'll show them this time.
Oh, we are in the groove. Beat boom.
Lay claim to the altars. Do not disappoint me. The altar is ours. Fire from the Gravekeeper.
Fire upon the core! Shatter it! You've lost this one, Raven Lord. It will not be your last.
You lost me. Oh, some merch would hit the spot.
Heroes, I have opened a tunnel near our core that leads to the battleground center. Use it well.
What? I mean, I knew I could do that. I've opened my tunnel as well.
That's it.
Well, that wasn't so hard, was it? Killing spree. Rise again. Enemy slain. Double kill.
Charming.
Love it.
Be swift, heroes. Do not let the Gravekeeper's cronies reach the altars before you. I am lord of this realm, and it will not be stolen from me. Our tower has fallen. You have done well, heroes. Let the Gravekeeper know my power.
Taking over the airwaves. Oh, some merch would hit.
That seems generous.
Tear this fort to shreds.
Oh, I'm feeling it. I'm on target. Oh, some merch would hit the spot.
Keep destroyed.
Flee before us.
The altars are rising, heroes. Do get ready. Your enemy has destroyed a keep. Be swift, heroes. Do not let the Gravekeeper's cronies reach the altars before you. Your killing spree is over.
As one for the Alliance!
Pivot.
Your failure will soon be complete, usurper. I believe that keep was yours.
Nobody saw that.
You have lost a keep.
Warriors, attack their fort!
Once more, the altars rise from the depths.
Now that's my jam.
The altars have risen. Activate them now. Keep eliminated. Defeat. MVP? I suppose.
Epic.
Okay. Taking a briggity break. Thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate it. Thanks to all the new people that jumped in.